So, you can try, if you Google tessellations, you can try to create your own. So, like, if you wanted to make, like, a bunny or a fish, you can try to Google, like, fish tessellation, and you can try to figure out the different cuts you may need. What I feel like works best sometimes is almost just randomly making cuts. So, first thing you're going to do, fold your paper in half, your square paper, and then you're going to fold it in half again so that you have like a baby square. And then when you open it back up, you have this nice little T going across your paper. These are like going to act as guidelines for you for when you make your cuts. So you need to make one cut from either the bottom or the top and one cut from either the left or the right. You have to have 2 cuts minimum. If you do not have 2 cuts minimum, it is not going to work. Another thing, I would avoid these corners, like getting too close to them. For whatever reason, people never line it up correctly. It never works. I don't know. It seems to mess it all up. So I'm just going to make a cut. And when you make that first cut, so I'm cutting from the bottom of my paper, you do not want to cut over this halfway line. Okay? So I'm going to cut. And that's my shape. Okay? So now, not only did we make these guidelines so I know not to cut over that halfway point, but now when I go to tape my piece on, I need to tape it directly on top. One mistake a lot of people make is they flip it. Do not flip it. Keep it the same way. So I can put my little piece on here, my tape piece, and then I'm just going to line up my creases. You can probably see it better on the back here. Line up my crease, and then I know that it is exactly right on top and everything lines up. So now I need, like I said, I need 2 cuts, so I need to make a cut over here or over here. I think that I'll do over here just because I have a little bit more room. Same rules apply. I'm not going to cut past this middle point. Okay. My second piece. I'm going to put a piece of tape on here. And then I'm going to, again, line up my folds or my creases so that they're exactly on there. Another thing I want to mention, you need to make sure that you're not doing something like this where you're like overlapping. It needs to line up with your crease and the edge of your paper. So there really shouldn't be a gap. Hold on. So there really should not be a gap between your puzzle or your pieces that you cut out and like the original square. So you might be looking at this and you might see something. So like I actually didn't see anything right here, but now when I flip it this way, I kind of see an elephant. So like this is the trunk, and then I could make this look like an elephant hat or something, like he's wearing a hat. Okay, these don't have to be like super realistic, but they do need to be something. You cannot just like make a random shape and then color it. You need to turn it into something. One reason why I have you sit with a piece of computer paper when you're doing this is because sometimes you can't see things on your shape that you've cut out because there's a lot going on, right? Like we have pieces cut out, we have masking tape, we have creases. So one thing that you can do is trace it with a pen or a pencil, just on a piece of computer paper. Okay, And just seeing something like as a clean outline like this might help you see something else. So I could also see like a fish, like if this is where his eyeball went, and then like a top fin, or maybe this is the top fin, or I don't know if I see anything this way right at the moment, but I think I'm going to stick with my elephant. So this is your first step. So until you have this step done and you know for sure that this is your puzzle piece that you are going to use, you need to pause. It's okay if you use more than one of these pieces. It's okay if you kind of like keep outlining on here. Figure out what you want your shape to be. So we've got our shape. I said I was going to make this an elephant. Now what I'm going to do, since I outlined it on computer paper, what I'm going to do is kind of draw it in. So I said that this was like the trunk. Oh, and this could even be like a tusk right here. So here's like my trunk. This I said was going to be like a party hat. I don't know. We could put like little puff balls on it. And then it like swirls up, you know. And then an eyeball could go like right here. Maybe make it a girl elephant. And then I could make her big floppy ear just right here. And then this can just be part of the gray part of her elephant here. So obviously this doesn't really look that much like an elephant. Like it's not like realistic in a way. That is okay. Make it however you want. So once I've kind of decided what I'm going to draw, and I have this mapped out, what you're going to do is get a piece of drawing paper, and you are going to fill your entire paper with your tessellation. So if you did this correctly, it should match up like this. And I'm just going to trace. Oops. Trace, trace. And you don't want to lose this piece until you are 100%, done tracing. Okay, lines up. It should also line up down at the bottom here. You need to have your tessellation fall off the paper. Okay, there shouldn't be like random, like along your edges, random spots where there's no elephant or whatever you chose to make. And then I can double check and make sure that that matches up here, and see how this would like have nothing right here. I need to line it back up, because would you look at that, you can see part of the party hat, and you can see whatever this space is, this empty space. Same with this. See the party hat. And down here for sure, right here. See that. And that. So you are going to fill your paper until it looks something, oops, like this, where your whole entire paper is filled with your tessellation. Okay. And then now, all that's left to do is draw. So I could make like these elephants different. So like if I wanted like a fluffy part to his like birthday cap, and then maybe it has like polka dots on it. Probably keep the trunk the same. I don't like that. I thought that was going to be a tusk, so I might add just like a smile here. Yeah, I like that a lot better, actually. And then maybe this guy has like a circle eyeball. So they don't have to look exactly the same. I could keep going, and like this guy could be angry because he doesn't want to go to the party. He's mad that he has to wear a hat. Okay? So you could keep going, obviously keep going, but you could keep making them different expressions or whatever you have. They could even be different colors. I can make this elephant pink, this one blue, this one green. As long as it is colored neatly and you have drawn every single part, I am fine with that, okay? If there's a skinny Sharpie for you to outline, you can. No guarantees that any of the skinny Sharpies will work, but you can try them. You also need to color neatly with your colored pencil. There should be no white paper showing beneath it. It needs to be colored solid. And then, of course, turn it in with a picture and evaluation sheet and put it in the turn-in drawer. All right, that is all.